Okay, oh my god. I really need to, I need to just get my tripod and just stick it onto my mirror because this is very, if you can see it right now, let me show you. You're balancing on top of this lid. This is not a flat surface. Anyway, I need to leave because we have a Disney audition. I'm so excited. I haven't been to one in like a really long time. Yeah, this is kind of the fit. Ignore this because this is just in case I get cold. I just need to fix some of this, fix my hair real quick, and then I'm going to leave, go grab coffee, and then I will be on my way. Yeah, so hey, this is where this tripod is sitting, and obviously I have like 1,000,001 keychains here. Just got my coffee. Here, I'll show you. Ta-da! Yay! I've been doing decaf. You'd be very proud of me. Oh, that is so good. So I'm running a little bit behind. I should get there around 8:37. It starts at 9. Maybe check-in starts at 9. I should probably know. I don't even think I have a current headshot. Like, it's been years. Everything's on my profile though, like online, so I should be good, but like I haven't done one of these in a while. I was really excited for this one, whereas the other ones I was like, I don't know. I've done a lot of online submissions for like singing and stuff. I tried to submit for the whatchamacallit, Voices of Liberty, like Candlelight, and I couldn't even hit the notes in it, and I consider myself a soprano. Okay guys, I just got here. I was gonna sit in my car for a little bit, but it's already 8:40 and the door is open, and I'm feeling so nervous and I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna go inside and probably get my number, and yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm gonna make any friends, but usually I end up talking to at least one person, so I'm excited, and let's go. I'll tell you all about it after. Guys, I don't know. I seriously thought I was gonna leave. I thought they were gonna line us. I need to get food. It's 2 p.m. It's 2:30 p.m. I feel like I need to go celebrate. I have to tell you all about this because this is the farthest I've gotten, and I seriously was not. Literally, I was like, you know what? This audition sounds fun. Like, I'm gonna go, and it's gonna be easy because, well, not easy, but like, what? They're just gonna line us up and then type us out, and then we're just gonna go. No, I had to animate, and I had to dance, and it was so fun though. I had so much fun. Today of all days, I was kind of like, this is like my last hurrah. I had very low expectations. Didn't eat anything. I have a headache. My coffee, still sitting here, still good, still as good as ever. I'm like shocked. I just want to encourage, before I tell you all about it, all I have to say is if you think you can't do it, stop, because you can. Even if I don't get cast and if they don't have a contract for me or whatever, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was limiting my own self in my head. And so if you are like, oh, I don't think I look like a character, think again. Think again. I'm like, oh, I think my face is too small. No, actually, I put on a wig and it actually looked perfect for that character, which I was not expecting at all. So do not limit yourself. Don't give up. Keep trying. I just want to lift anybody up who might also be struggling and watching these audition videos on YouTube and like just going to audition after audition and not getting anything, or like maybe you're not right for that role yet and like you just feel kind of down. Like, seriously, like if you feel inspired to do something, like if you're the only thing that's in your way, I'm making no sense because I'm so tired. I have such a bad headache. I'm gonna go figure out what I want to eat for my celebratory food, and then we're gonna catch up and I'm gonna tell you all about it. So I decided to go to Animal Kingdom to celebrate, kind of, because I have been wanting to go to this park for a hot minute. Still, I feel like I'm in a dream right now. Okay, now that I've eaten, I feel like I can talk about the audition. I'm in this corner by the Harambe market in Africa. Basically, I went to the character lookalike audition. I was not expecting anything. I thought it was a lookalike audition, and the last one I went to, they just lined everybody up in rows and they looked at your faces and they cut us. And I've been to so many auditions that like you just kind of get used to, oh no, somebody left their water bottle here. It's kind of been rainy. Oh wait, other people are coming in this area. I need to go. Hi. I look like such a mess right now. It is the morning after my Disney audition. I can't believe I'm making this right now. Like I'm still in shock that I didn't just like get sent home. You want to know the funny thing? The funny thing is 2 nights ago, the night before the audition, I was like, you know what? All of a sudden, I feel like really inspired and compelled to just see what footage I have, like vlog wise, and just like put it all together. So I literally edited all, which I didn't have much footage because I wasn't really vlogging for the past 10 months. Wow. That blanket makes my legs look pink. That's not the shade of my legs. That's not, it's a whole blanket. The whole reason you're probably here is to hear about how the audition went yesterday. I'm scared that if I post this kind of video before I even hear back that it's like bad luck. This is kind of tilted actually. Hold on. Sorry. Oh my God. You're fine. You're fine. Shh. So I'm recording this the day after so I can remember everything and get it out there, but I'm not probably gonna post this until I actually hear back. That's crazy. I think they're mowing the grass outside. So sorry if that's loud. Not really much I can do about that. I'm so sleepy. I woke up at like 3 something and then I checked my phone and I just like tossing and turning and I just couldn't go back to sleep. I think just like because of how the whole day was, it was just so exciting, like so many emotions. Thankfully, I don't work until 1:30. We got some time. I'm gonna tell you all about how it went. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna wake up. I say I'm gonna wake up, but I drink decaf coffee, so I'm just gonna pretend. We're placebo effect. Where to start? Okay, so I went to the character look-alike audition here in Orlando, Kissimmee, at the Animal Kingdom rehearsal facility. I wore my tennis shoes and I wore my favorite like halter tank top thing, or my current favorite I should say, and then I wore my lucky white tennis skirt, which I call lucky because I've been wearing it twice now when I've gotten all the way to the end of an audition. If you watched my Disney Cruise Line success Disney audition story, then you would know what I'm talking about. This one is not for Disney Cruise Line, it is for Walt Disney World, which is perfect because that's kind of where I live. I honestly went in there and kept to myself. It was like the latest that I've gotten to an audition, which is like 15 minutes before it begins. They open check-in half an hour beforehand, but people start lining up before that. I don't know, if you want to get there early, then that's up to you. There was at least 150 people there. I was number 95, so I was like kind of towards the, somebody do the math. Somebody, you know what, maybe Rachel in the future when you're editing this, do the math and tell me like approximately if there's 150 people where 95 is. It's not in the beginning, but it's not at the end. I don't know. I think there's pros and cons to all that. It doesn't really matter personally too much to me what time I get there anymore, because you have to wait for everybody to be done for them to make a decision and do the first cut. So I go in there and I'm just sitting in the back. I actually just opened my phone, and we haven't really talked too much about this because I also haven't been very present on here, but I opened the Bible app on my phone because I was feeling really anxious and I didn't really feel like talking to anybody in that moment. So I just started like reading one of the plans that I had been doing. Here, I'll read it to you. It actually stuck out to me and helped me like in the moment kind of calm down. It was from Jeremiah 10:23. I know, Lord, that our lives are not our own. We are not able to plan our own course. And the translation in the Bible app reads, it is not for them to direct their steps. It just gave me a sense of calmness. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a kind of different mentality that I had at this one and at the New York audition as opposed to all the other ones that I've done, where I kind of was just like, I'm gonna have fun, and I'm actually like really calm because whatever's gonna happen, like whatever the outcome, I do not mind what happens. I think of myself as a pretty friendly, outgoing person, but in that moment I was really anxious. Luckily, somebody actually did start talking to me. She was very nice and we got to talking, and we actually both did CPs around the same time. We're the same age, which was kind of reassuring because a lot of people are younger. Like, I'm 29. There are people in there who are freshly 18. Nothing wrong with either of those if you look like a princess. So we chatted for a little bit and then they started the audition. The choreographer was awesome, by the way. She started out and like she was just so encouraging. That's the thing. Honestly, if you've never been to a Disney audition and you just want to have a good time and you're interested in Disney and you want to work for Disney, maybe, highly recommend going to a Disney audition because you're just gonna have like the best time. The vibes are so good. Truly, I think with these auditions, the only thing that gets in your way is yourself. And I started to say that at the end when I got back to my car yesterday because I was just so like still in shock that that could happen to me, because I truly thought like my time was up. I had been to so many auditions and I just wasn't right, or my face wasn't what they want, or I'm too old now, or you know, whatever it is. Like, I just so want to emphasize the importance of not giving up. I'm gonna like start crying. My gosh, I've changed a lot in the past couple of years, and I think if I had gotten cast in a role before this point in time, before this Rachel, then I might have had like an unhealthy way of looking at myself. My life outlook would just be different. Personally, this isn't for everyone. I'm just saying personally, I can see why, even if I don't get the role now, I feel like I can see myself being successful now. Whereas looking back, like I could be successful in the actual like job, but like mentality wise, I feel like I've been primed and pruned. I feel like I've been made ready in my soul for this next chapter of my life. I can see why there are periods of waiting, seasons of things not looking like they're changing, but actually the change is underneath. I'm getting very deep now, I feel like. The last time I made it all the way through, we did all the same kinds of things. They play the music and you do an animation for a couple of counts of 8 before you go into the dance routine that they teach you. I think it was 4 counts of 8. We acted as if we were on like floats and like in the parade. We were told to pick a specific character that we think that we look like, which is funny because in the past we've been told to pick like, well, I guess this was for character lookalike, so that makes more sense. But for the character performer auditions, they tell you to pick like a fur character, someone in a sculpted full body costume. Like I said, I did Goofy at the Disney Cruise Line one. I thought I would be fit for a certain character. I don't want to say specifics because I don't want to ruin the integrity of Disney magic and the characters. So I'm not going to say what characters I was fit for. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm so bad at telling stories I'm like Christopher Nolan. I'm saying that because I just saw The Odyssey. What was I saying? Okay, so I picked Anna from Frozen. Even though I don't think I necessarily look like her, I love her. She's my favorite princess. If I picked Sleeping Beauty, I'm not sure exactly what movements I would do. I started coming up with little things that like she would do if she were on a parade float, things that she would get excited about if she saw in the crowd. I feel like I was able to make good, clear choices. This is actually something the choreographer said that I found really helpful and uplifting. She said, if we try to be perfect all the time, like it's just not gonna go anywhere, basically. She said something to the effect of, if we keep trying to add or get better at like one thing, just one thing each time, then we're on like the right path. So each time we practice, I tried to add a different specific animation. I'll give you an example of something I did. She also suggested we use our senses. Highly recommend. So I pretended that I was very cold at one point. Elsa makes things snow and she gets very cold sometimes. So yeah, that's what I did. Then it goes right into the dance, which was only another couple of counts of 8. I say it was not difficult, but at the same time, I know very well that I messed up the steps every time. I just need a little extra help when it comes to dancing, but clearly that didn't matter. So if you think that you're gonna get cut because you're not a good dancer, no, this is not the audition for that. It's honestly fun. Like dancing and moving around is so fun. I can't help but smile. They just wanna see you having fun. I'm talking for them. Sorry. But I feel like the choices that I made, the fun that I had, like really just all added to me being successful at this audition, at least in the first part. So they lined us up in groups of 10 to do the actual audition part, and we staggered it. So like one person in the front, one person in the back, one person in the front, one person in the back. I was in the middle, in the very front first, but then you do the thing again, and in between you switch lines with the person in front behind. So everyone gets a chance in the front row and everyone gets a chance in the back row, and they're watching 10 of you at a time doing the audition. Then you line up in one row at the very end. They kind of just look across all your faces while you're kind of just standing there. I honestly like closed my eyes for a little bit and I was just like dancing along to the song because like I don't like when people look at me, which I feel like I'm gonna have to get over if I want to be a lookalike character. Silly Rachel. Then we went to the side with everyone else who was waiting and everyone else who still needed to do the dance. Everybody did the dance. Then at the very end, the casting directors, they had us all sit down and they gave us the same speech that they always do when they have to make a cut like this. When they say these words, I just admit like defeat. Like in my heart, I'm like, yeah, they're looking for they always say that they're looking for something very specific because they always are. And when I hear that, I can't help but, I don't want to say feel discouraged. I've heard it so many times and not gotten past that step that I've just accepted that outcome. So when we were all sitting down, I don't know why I was so in shock. It was the first time I was kept at Walt Disney World specifically. They call your number and they're like, okay, if we call your number, you say here. And then when we get to the end, if you didn't hear your number called, please, thank you for coming, but everyone leave. I was expecting to leave because this whole morning, I was just expecting to be there. They look at my face, I go home. They're going through the list of numbers really quickly. They're like 4, 17, 30. And each time somebody's saying here in between. And as soon as I said my number, I was like, here. Like I said it like aggressively. I was just trying to say it really quickly because I was in shock at the same time. They didn't give me time to like process. I don't know if pageantry is really like this, but like, you know, in Miss Congeniality, when they're calling the girls who are moving on to the next round and they like are in shock that they're continuing on, but the girls next to them are like, oh my gosh, that's you, Gracie, that's you, go up there. That's how it felt because the girls around me heard me say here and they were all like, you got this, like, good job. And like, everyone was so nice and encouraging, but I was like, I literally went like this. I was like so in shock and I was like nervous and I was scared because I'm like, what is happening right now? I wish that for everybody watching this right now because it feels like a dream coming true. Then I got up and they had kept 16 of us and then they measured our height. They emphasized that their height measurement tool is different than like your doctor's because it's specific to the fur costumes. I'm wondering about it though because it actually was my exact height, my exact doctor height. I'm 5'4" and 3/4. Part of me is like nervous because I have kind of gathered that my height might be in between heights for fur characters or for sculpted characters. I'm not sure what we're calling it. The costume, the full body costume characters. I mean, I can't change my height unless I like start stretching. Maybe I should start stretching. But I want to be as versatile as possible so that I can play any of the roles they need me to play. Like I want to be a good team player. So I'm just like hoping that my height is good for them. I want to be able to be friends with as many characters as possible. Anyway, so they took our height and then they asked whether we preferred to be cast as full-time or part-time. And then they asked us when we could start. Then we were taken into the back of the rehearsal facility and put into another smaller rehearsal room. And then we were given sides to read. It was basically a general script that then we practiced a little bit and then the casting directors went around to each one of us and we spoke it in front of them so they could see how we talked and they asked us about tattoos and piercings. We waited a little bit and then they got us together again and they made another cut. They cut us in half, 7 girls and 1 guy. And then somebody else came and asked us about our eye color, shoe size. At this point I was like, now I'm going to be fit in a costume and makeup and a wig. This is like my dream coming true slowly before my eyes, but at the same time it felt like 5 minutes. So I don't want to break integrity, but basically I don't know what is right to say and what's not right to say. Basically they took us back. We did wigs, we did makeup, we did costumes. It was just a really, really cool experience. They had us read like a general script before, but now they gave us certain characters. They gave us a sheet, had all the character details, and then on the other side it had 2 other sides, and they had us pick one to read. We each went in individually into another room and read for that character. When I went in, she gave me some direction and then we did it again and we recorded it and then she was like, let them know I want to see you as this character. So I went back and I changed. I went back in again. By the time everything was done, it was about 2:20-ish. Sorry, I'm like starting to fade. Oh, I forgot to mention the part where they make you do everything again. Like when you do the dance, they made us do it again because they wanted to get it on film. When I was doing my last reading, they were like, okay, great. We're gonna be making decisions and looking at like our footage over the next couple of weeks and then we'll get back to you. I'm praying and hoping for a yes because it just was all so wonderful. I'm so tired right now. I'm so sorry. This really is decaf, huh? That's crazy. So that's my audition story. That was such a wonderful, refreshing experience. I'm just so grateful. It was a really awesome opportunity and even if I don't hear back, I'm so grateful. And I'll keep trying. I hope this inspires some of you who have been auditioning a lot or who are thinking about auditioning or maybe who weren't even thinking about it but now you are. I hope that you feel inspired and that you chase your dreams because I still am. That being said, thank you for watching and I'll see you hopefully soon. Well, I spoke too soon. I got an email from Disney Casting that said I'm no longer in consideration for the roles that they fit me for. I got that about 24 hours after the audition. Was I completely crushed? Yes. I think I am definitely in a better mindset now, but I just wanted to kind of record a little bit more before I put this video together because I still think it's helpful and I still want to post it, but just some things that I wanted to mention that I didn't before. If you make it all the way to the end and they do fittings for you, I don't know if they do that for other auditions like Paris or Tokyo or Shanghai, I don't know. But in the event that you make it all the way to the end of an audition, I would recommend bringing a, oh my God, what is the word? A strapless bra if necessary. I recommend that. I was wearing a halter like tank top with a built-in bra, which was totally fine. I just wore it underneath stuff. But if you're wearing like a dress and it has like, you don't have a bra underneath that, just like think ahead just in case you might need it. I would recommend bringing a protein bar or like something like a snack that you can have in your bag. Obviously you're not supposed to be having any sort of food. You're not supposed to bring in food actually or drink other than water. As long as you're not actively like eating, I think it should be okay. I personally tend to be very anxious. Another girl I was talking to said the same thing, so we didn't eat beforehand. And then, oh, look at the time, it's 5 hours later and we haven't had anything to eat. And I was getting such a bad headache. So highly recommend those couple of things if you weren't thinking about them before. And then just when it comes to what you're wearing for the audition in general, it's all about what you're comfortable in. Obviously, I would wear what they recommend for that specific audition on the listing. Usually they recommend athletic wear, things that are form-fitting. Sometimes I wear tank toppy things. Sometimes I've worn a t-shirt. It's all about what is going to make you the most comfortable, especially like things you want to be comfortable, like making big movements in. What else did I want to say about this? Before I got the rejection email, I had a like freak out where I was like, oh my gosh, what if they're taking a look at all my footage? What if they Google me? So I Googled myself naturally, and then it occurred to me, oh my goodness, I have YouTube videos about like all the different Disney auditions. What if that's something they don't appreciate? I don't feel like I've said any secretive things. I'm just like worried that they'll see me and they'll take it in a way that's like negative, and that will mean that they don't cast me. So a couple hours before I got the email, I went onto my YouTube and I made all of my Disney audition videos private. Now I just made them all public again because I'm like, that's silly. I feel like the rejection email was so fast after I did the audition. I'm not exactly sure why. I actually emailed them back, which I'm grateful to have gotten the rejection email because then I was able to have somebody to respond to. And I asked them if it was possible if I could receive any feedback from the casting team. They said they couldn't give that to me, so I was like, okay, cool. But they did help me figure out that there's no point in me going to the next audition they have coming up because it's like too soon and it was the same casting team and there's no point in me auditioning again. So that's kind of a bummer. I mean, it's a bummer overall because I got my hopes like way up when I wasn't expecting them to, and now they're all the way back down here again. Sorry, I'm chewing a piece of gum. I totally forgot. I just put a piece of gum in my mouth. I'm so sorry. There's actually a Tokyo audition my friend told me about because that wasn't even on my radar. I think I just saw Walt Disney World audition and I was like, cool, I'm just gonna go to that. I have off work and I can go do that. Sometimes I'll look and see what Disney auditions are happening, but I'm not like as on top of it as I once was, ironically, when I didn't live in Orlando. So they're looking for character lookalikes as well, but what they look for is different than a park like Walt Disney World would look for. What I was expecting at this past Walt Disney World audition is I think what I did last year when I did a Tokyo Disney lookalike. Was I majorly bummed out to hear this news? Yes. On the bright side though, I was able to email them and ask them a couple questions, get some answers, and I know what characters they think I look like now. I got the inside scoop now. Now I know what they think that I look like, so I can lean into that the next time I go into an audition, which is so super helpful. I've heard this metaphor before, I'm gonna use it. I was expecting nothing, absolutely nothing, rejection, nothing, but that's not what I got. I actually almost got gold, but I've got silver now because I've still got a lot of intel that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't make it that far. I don't want anybody watching this to think that I'm ungrateful in any way. I feel like if you were in my situation, or if you have been, you totally get what I'm going through, because it's like riding such of a high and then to come down so low after that. It's just so crushing and it's hard facing rejection after like you think you did really well and they make you think that you're like in the running and you're gonna get a part or something and they call you back for multiple rows. I've been there. Then you don't get it and you kind of are like waiting for them to email you back and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, that email was a mistake, you actually are cast. Have you ever thought that? I've thought that now like twice because I was like so confident that I did a good job finally, and it was finally my time. It's really hard to stay positive after facing rejection like that. I think at this point, truly, I would like to see myself get this. I would love to see myself succeed just for the sole purpose. I was gonna say porpoise. Just for the sake of inspiring you guys who are watching this. I truly would love to just be able to get it, not for like, is it my dream? Yes, whatever, but just so that after all of this whole story, my story can inspire somebody else. Because at this point, what is the reason for all of this? What is the reason for me getting that far and being rejected after rejection? You know, like, what is the point of this whole story? I'm not sure how it ends. I'm not sure what's gonna happen next, but what is the point of it if it doesn't instill a sense of hope in other people? Why am I telling this story? Why is it happening to me? I could have just gotten rejected and gone home, but I didn't. And also, on the positive side, I'm so grateful that they rejected me like 24 hours after the audition, because otherwise I would have just been telling more people about it, waiting around, hoping, wishing, waiting, yearning. To have that really quick response is such a blessing. So I'm truly grateful for that. I can guess at, you know, what the reasons might have been for it not happening for me this time, but that's not helpful. So I'm gonna keep trying. I was told not to basically go again for the audition that's in 2 weeks for Walt Disney World specifically. I guess I'll wait to see when the next one after that pops up. But like I said, I'm going to Tokyo, and I'm not expecting to get that at all because I know how competitive it is. I'm still the same person. I still love acting and performing, and I'm gonna start crying. Oh my God. Just getting the chance to read some lines in character to a couple casting directors, like get direction and like work with them, even if it was just for a minute. It just like brought such light back into my life, and I just remembered how badly that I wanted to do this in the first place, and I'm just so grateful for that, just to have the opportunity. So I can't be bitter at all that I was rejected or anything, because just having that experience was enough to like reignite my dreams. So I'm really grateful for this experience. I know I'm crying now. Hopefully I'll be able to come back to you soon with another audition experience. I'm hoping that this story has a happy ending and I'll be able to share it with you. But in the meantime, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.